I've been up here working on the program, and go ahead and share it. We're streaming.
All right, let me get over here real quick,
and we'll start the show here in a minute. But you're gonna crack up. You're gonna crack up. I think you're gonna crack up. Anyway, I'm gonna see what we're doing over here on YouTube's. Make sure we are on YouTube's. Yeah, we're on YouTube's. There we go. And you can share it on Facebook, and then we'll get this show going. We got a lot to talk about. I mean, a lot to talk about. Anyway, we'll talk about the fight.
The fight.
We're going to talk about our new videos. Just all kinds of things. Tennessee basketball.
Well, I mean, it's been a while, so we got a lot to talk about.
College football playoffs and my picks. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and start out my surprise now. But we're going to do the picks at the end of the show, I think. We may move it up a little bit, but here we go. Before we start the show. This is going to be our new intro for our college football and NFL Pick'em show.
My lady at the casino.
Billy sent this to me because I was really down to my last $2.
Oh, man.
She said, don't feel sorry for me. No. Don't feel sorry, honey.
Down to my last $2.
But if you want to do a lady a favor, here's what I want you to do. Just loan me $2. Oh, until the next time I see you. But these last $2,
yeah,
I'm not gonna lose. These last $2.
We'd probably break it all kinds of copyright rules, but I don't care. It's just funny. They're gonna shut our channel down.
To hear me some blues. Gotta hear me some blues. She said I wouldn't be over here. My man had been treating me right.
Oh, man.
Oh, that is funny. We're gonna make that our intro somehow in our pick'ems, cause I was literally down to my last $2.63.
Yes, you was.
And I called Billy up and I said, Billy, I got a lock, a stone cold lock. I said, the Tennessee, what game was it that I said we are gonna go over?
Missouri,
Tennessee, Missouri. I said, man, it's gonna go way over. Number 8 versus number 12, and they're gonna be a lot to prove, and that, man, it's gonna be a barn burner. Man, I was wrong, but we won.
Yeah, we won.
We won.
I think it was 136 points, and it was 141 or something like that.
Oh, well, it's like 115 points.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're gonna get this thing started and get some shout outs. What's up, Facebook? What's up, YouTubes? That's right. It's me, the inventor of the Icky Shuffle. You know what else I invented? Oh, I invented the winning 7-game parlay ticket. Bobby C, a.k.a. Catfish, and national champion, and legendary Tennessee football player Billy Ratliff. We're back with you on the Volunteer Roadshow. Want to thank Hound Dogs of Knoxville and Kingston Pike. You got anything you want, orange and white, and even Lady Vols blue. Is it true that Lady Vols blue is Tar Heel blue?
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah.
Anyway, Tennessee Tap House, we're going to be giving away an entree for 2 during the show. And Blue Water Climate Control. Man, they've got a lot of promos that they're really, really pushing. They're veteran-owned. Guy was in the Navy, and he was on the USS Tennessee. And he gave us Billy and I, the owner there, Jeremy James, gave us a medallion for the USS Tennessee. You still got yours?
Yeah.
I got mine too.
Mine on my shelf.
Yeah, that was nice. And those were nice. And we're going to be going over some of their promotions they've got going on. They're selling some great 15 SEER single zone ductless systems. We're going to go over with later. But before we go over our what went on for New Year's, let me give some shout outs on YouTube's, and you get Facebook's. Justin Sanday says hello, Catfish and Billy. Killer Mime, great Georgia fan, says hello, Billy and Bobby. He says Happy New Year. Dwayne RTR, he feeling awful froggy right now, says sup, Billy and Bobby. SEC Roll Tide, Happy New Year Roadshow. How you doing, Matt? And Matt's 7397 says howdy, folks. And what we got going on over there on Facebook, and check here. Twitter out too.
Let's check it out here. We got Josh Pinion over here. He said, "What's up, Big Billy and Catfish? What's going on?" He's
a Georgia fan.
What's going on? He put it in there. He said, "Go Dogs."
I'm about to bust my butt. Go ahead. He's laughing because he gave me. Let me tell you why Billy's laughing. I come in here and I had that chair he's in. I was sitting in it because he says, "Nuh-uh. I don't like leather." He don't give one hoot about whether it's leather or not. He knew he was going to do what I just did. That's why he switched out with me.
All right, let's get back here.
Yeah.
Let's see here. We got Amy Jo McLachlan Sipes. I think that's it. It's Hot Vol fans. Donna Hairston. Hello, Rose Show. Hey, Donna. Got Jerry Brackett over here. Preston Harris. Hi, guys. I hope y'all had a great Christmas and New Year.
Preston's always in over here.
Yes, he is, man. That's everybody there. I don't know if I haven't did Twitter. Let me see.
Well, we got already somebody flapping their gums over here on YouTube's. And you know who it is. He flapped his gums all the way. I was driving for a couple hours. He didn't stop flapping his gums about Tennessee, Alabama. And he's not even an Alabama fan. He's a Florida fan. Crying Ryan says Tennessee sucks at football and basketball. Ha, 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 ha. He says that Florida's a better basketball team than we are just because they're 2-0 in the SEC. He doesn't know much about basketball.
That'll change when they play them guys.
Oh, I know. We're going to kill them. Anyway, so what you do for New Year's? Did you see where New York was shut down and the mayor says, we don't want anybody on Times Square. Nobody's celebrating. And then he got caught with his wife dancing in Times Square. That's elitism at its best right there.
I didn't even get to see that, man. I didn't watch much TV.
The paparazzi got him.
They always get you. They get you every time, no matter what it takes. You know, somebody will earn that $2.
Yep.
No, but I had a good New Year's, man. Christmas was good. Family had a good time. I got a chance to hang out with a couple of, ex-teammates. Nothing big, just the basic family stuff. Not, actually outdoors. And it was actually, Christmas was white. We had snow. I hadn't had snow for Christmas in a long time.
Long time.
We got a nice little snow here on Christmas Eve.
Global warming. Hey, what's your New Year's resolution?
My New Year's resolution is the exact same thing every year. Do better than I did last year.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it to day 4 this year. I made it to day 3 last year. I'm trying to make my New Year's resolution, make it to day 4.
What is it? What's yours?
I can't tell you because you'll bust my chops.
As long as it's not the one thing that everybody says every single year.
It is.
They're going to start their new weight loss journey. And every time they start it, New Year's, they try to start it on the 1st, which is the worst time to start.
No, I don't start. First don't count.
It starts on the 2nd. Because they typically say on New Year's Eve, we're going to start it on the 1st. And going to keep up with it on day 1. But it is a crapshoot. You can't do that. Because on New Year's Eve, you're going to party or whatever with yourself or with friends. And then you're going to binge eat some type of dish. And gain 10 pounds on that weight. Then now you're already over 50 pounds. And then now it's 60. And then instead of it going down, it goes up. It turns into the stock market.
I smell something cooking down there. What are you cooking?
That's potpourri.
No, it ain't neither. That smells like fried chicken to me.
Yeah, I got all types of stuff down there, Bobby. You know, I just
to hit
never know. I still got a long way to go, man. You know, everybody wants me to cook all quick, fast, in a hurry, but I'm old school, man. I take my time with my cooking. You know, nothing instant. Everything straight from scratch.
Well, this kind of leads into our next segment. The Bobby versus Billy videos everybody's been wanting to see. Everybody wants to see me block you one-on-one. And we're going to do that. Ooh. I'm reaching out to Jarvis Rito. He's got some rings on his finger, national champion, SEC champion ring, just like you got, Billy. Mm-hmm. And he's going to be my trainer.
Good luck. That's good.
He's going to train me. He's going to get me in shape. And he's going to show me some of his moves that he did in Lovers. They called it Lovers Lane, didn't they? Why'd they call it Lovers Lane? Because y'all didn't love each other when y'all was in. Y'all was trying to hurt somebody. Well, why'd they call it Lovers Lane?
I still don't know why they call it that. I mean, no, I'm trying to think. Lovers Lane. I mean,
two guys dancing, but they're really trying to hurt each other. I don't know.
I've never understood why they call it Lovers Lane. Wow.
We need to find out. It was Lovers Lane when you got it there, wasn't it?
Yep.
So we might need to go back a ways to find out why they call it Lovers Lane. But anyway, Jarvis Rito, he doesn't know this yet, but he's going to be my trainer. He's going to know here in a couple hours when the show's over, because I already told Billy I'm calling him. I got to have see, it ain't fair. You know, I used to be an athlete. Now, I never played any sports, but I was athletic. And I think I've got the intangibles that a 50-plus-year-old man needs to have to go up against a legendary defensive tackle. I think I got enough. I just think I got something to work with. I'm a diamond in the rough, and I think Jarvis, he's coaching somewhere. Where's he coaching?
He's over at Grace Christian Academy.
I'm sure he coaches offensive linemen, don't he?
Nope, he coaches defensive linemen.
Well, good. Maybe since he was an offensive lineman, he's coaching defense. Maybe he knows some tricks you might pull on me.
Hey.
What are we exactly going to do? We're going to put up a flag behind me, and you've got to get to it in 3 seconds, or what is Lover's Lane? Explain it to me.
So basically,
I may want to forfeit now.
It's basically a pass rush drill where you're going one-on-one with the offensive lineman and defensive lineman. And depending on where you're at on the position of the field, it's still you're in the same situation, like where you're guard or tackle, and you line up over the guard and you're trying to get to the quarterback, which is a dummy that's back there that you have to get to and touch it in a certain amount of time.
So I got to keep you from getting to that quarterback.
Pretty much.
I can do that.
It's not as easy as you think. Because then the reason why it's not easy for the offensive lineman, because they don't have any help now. They have to block me by themselves. They don't have a back to help chip the defensive end. They don't have a center to push you over there to help them out. It's just one-on-one. Not easy. I don't know why they did that to those guys.
Who talked us into doing this anyway?
I think Catfish.
Somebody. No.
Little Birdie or something.
Somebody says, Catfish, do you think you could block Billy one-on-one? And I said, heck yeah, I could. For one play.
The only thing you probably can out-block me would be a plate.
Now, I know I could do that.
20 wings in 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah. You put some Tennessee Tap House wings back there, you ain't getting to them. Because I'll cheat.
Oh, man.
But we got some other things that'll probably be our season finale. But we may give some clips throughout the episode series of me working out like Rocky or something like that. But we're going to be doing darts. That's going to be an episode. We just need some ideas. Quarter pitching. I'm going to tell you something. In junior high school, I would go to school with 4 quarters and come home with like $20. That's how good I was. Nobody could beat me in quarter pitching. Man, they used to name me Lean because I could make that quarter lean against the wall.
Let me ask you this here, Dan. How many times you beat me in anything since we've been here?
That's because we haven't played anything I'm good at.
So we got to get it on camera so it to count. All right, we can do that there. We can do that because I got plenty of people that tells you that he lost.
We're gonna do maybe football throw. I don't know. See who can throw it in the garbage can. We just need some ideas. So put them in the comments section. And if we use your idea, we'll send you a free mask, Tennessee mask. Or your favorite team if we got it in stock. We got all kinds of stuff on the website.
It's a lot of stuff.
About every team you can think of.
Everything. And I didn't even know we had all those things though. Like
I've been buying stuff.
Yeah, because like when I got an order and it had the Oregon Ducks, I was like, what?
Yeah, we got Oregon Ducks face mask, green and yellow.
And then I think I got another one that had North Carolina. I was like, whoa, when did we get this?
That's some of our good people we buy stuff from, some distributors. But anyway, so wanted to tout the store. Just go on to volunteerroadshow.com, click the store button on top, and a list of teams. We don't even have half the stuff up on our website yet. No. It just takes so long for me to get it put up there. But I'm working on it. We can get bumper stickers, license plates, hats, shirts, about anything you want over there. Anyway, let's talk about the Tennessee basketball game. I know Ryan's over here on YouTube, and he busted my chops all day. I just knew we was going to come back and win that. But I tell you what, we couldn't buy a 3-point shot.
Well, see, and that's what they can't live and die by the three because it will get you.
Like well, we were shooting them.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's and just, we wasn't hitting them.
You know, that's it. You know, I'd rather for them to go in and Pons do his thing inside than to keep seeing them do jump shots. And that's going to come to hurt those guys when they have to switch up and play guards and stuff. And that's what Arkansas did. They had Pons and Fondo, whatever, I keep forgetting his name.
Folky.
Yeah.
Incredible Folk.
Yeah, had them out on top of the key guarding people. And if teams do that to Tennessee, we're going to be in trouble. Because they can't go out there. They got to stay down in the paint. And I need these guys to get in the paint and make some baskets under the grove. Pons is a animal.
I know. And he's blocking shots, but he wasn't hitting anything. How many points did he have? 4 points? 5 points? It wasn't many.
Wasn't many at all. I mean, he was, gosh. I'm like, gosh, I mean, as high as he jumped, you know, because he's going to win Defensive Player of the Year.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, there's nothing you can do. When he's on that goal, you go up, he's going to block it. Just wish he would do that on the offensive.
And he can do it. I don't care what Ryan says. He can do it.
He can do it. He can. I mean, he's going to have to do it. In order for this team to be a championship team, they're going to have to be a physical presence inside.
I'm not worried about losing one game or two games. We're going to lose some games. That's just all there is to it. And Alabama's had our number the last few years in basketball. They're a good team. And I told you before the game, I said, I'm worried about Alabama. They got a good defense, and they locked us down, and we couldn't hit anything.
Yeah, I still don't think the best team won last night, though.
I think we were a better team. We had an off night.
No, I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's the one part of that team I told you that I think we're missing. We don't have anyone that we can say, all right, guys, we're not making any threes. All right, I need you to go get it. I need you to be Michael Jordan tonight. I need to go get me 2 points. I need to go get the foul. I need an and one. I need something inside, someone to drive and create their own shots. Every now and then you see flashes of it, but you don't see that with Tennessee basketball. You know, actually, you never really seen that with Barnes teams. You know, I pointed out to you, just think about when he was at Texas at Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Durant wasn't really a one-on-one player back then. You know, I mean, I guess it's because of college basketball so team-oriented.
I think that has a lot to do with it. It's team oriented, and yeah, you're right. Barnes hasn't really had that Michael. I'm not trying to equate anybody to Michael Jordan, but that type that when the game's on the line and we need 2 points to win it, we don't have that player. We got the player.
I think
we got a couple of those players, but we're not using them.
I think we do have that. I just don't see that. You know, I mean, Arkansas. If you saw what Arkansas was doing. Well, not Arkansas, but Alabama. Mm-hmm. They were killing us one-on-one. Even when it was making shots behind the arc, they were still driving into the basket and making the baskets. You got to have that, especially when tournament time comes. We're going to need that. Yeah. And hopefully we have a tournament this year.
So, I just looked over and saw somebody made a comment.
Which one?
Preston Hess on Facebook.
I saw it too. I was going.
I just saw that, Preston.
Preston.
It's true. It is true.
Hey. All he has to do is hear that.
Don't mess with my oatmeal cream pies.
All he has to do is hear that little crinkling of that bag. Preston is over. I'm not going to even touch him then because I might have a flashback and see Cozy Coleman over there. No,
I'd be doing that drill that you said the offensive linemen do. I'd be all over you.
Oh, man.
Well, we also got some Lady Vol coverage that I'm proud of. I'm really proud of Bucking 2MC show. That's Alexis Hornbuckle and Maria Cornelius. She's a legendary writer. They do our post-game show, and they're doing a weekly show right now on strictly Lady Vols. And I want Volunteer Roadshow to have the best Lady Vols coverage out there. And I'm really proud of that, and you can catch that here on Volunteer Roadshow after every Lady Vols game, and once a week they're going to talk Lady Vols stuff. And I don't even think it's just basketball. I think they're going to talk all kinds of sports. And then the Collective Unfiltered on Monday, which is Alexis Hornbuckle and her teammate and friend Jamel Johnson. They have a great show on Monday nights. But that leads into Blue Water Climate Control. Their promo, it's a winter-only promotion on ductless single-zone mini splits. This is a perfect solution for sunrooms, bonus rooms, in-law suites. I don't know. I probably would want my in-law suites to be comfortable. You know, they don't make things comfortable on me. Well, anyway, rentals, cabins, shops, you name it, garages. The room that's always a little uncomfortable. I would say this room, what used to be a little uncomfortable, our studio, but Blue Water Climate Control come out and they cleaned our ducts, and they said we have a leak in the duct, fixed all that. Now it's probably the best room in the house.
Yep,
they did a great job, and they're offering. This is an opportunity you won't get in the spring or summer. No interest, paid in full. Financing options are available for qualified buyers. Call 865-299-2290 for details, or go to Blue Water Climate Control to book your free estimate. All right, let's talk about this fight. I saw about 10 seconds of it, maybe 15 seconds of it. I haven't got to see it all the way through. So we're going to watch that now and just give opinion. It's Mississippi State versus Ole Miss. I want to see this because I saw Kirk Herbstreit talk about how horrible it is as a stain on college football, and he went off on it. And but I want to watch this. We'll probably skip through some of it, but we're going to go right now.
Bulldogs are going to finish the season 4-7, a good win to wrap things up to build on for 2021 in Mike Leach's second year. As for Coach Montgomery and the Tulsa Golden Hurricane, really good season. Played for the American Athletic Conference Championship. Fell in that game and put up a good fight today.
It just looks like they're going out to midfield. There's Mike Leach. Hear them cowbells. I hate them things. He shakes the coach's hand. There wasn't nothing chippy about that. When does it start?
He's got a wide receiver, Jalen Wally step up, and then Tulu Griffin. What a fantastic game by him as well.
For Mark Hertzlick and Ian Fitzsimmons, I'm Chris Connor. Thanks for watching, everyone. Let's send it back to the studio.
So it wasn't like right after regulation then. I don't see any fighting right now. Looks like they're at midfield. Okay, here it goes. Somebody said there were some haymakers thrown. I ain't seen one yet.
I mean, it's always the mouth and talking. I see 15 right there talking noise. Instead, they should be going to the locker room.
Okay, here's starting to get ugly here. Uh-oh. Man, somebody could get hurt. Look at that. Oh, my God. Look like that guy stepped on that Tulsa player. That Tulsa player swinging. Big old offensive lineman looking dude. Oh. Number 50 goes down. That's it? Oh, no, that ain't it. Boy, they're going at it right now. There's some Mississippi State players ganging up on somebody.
Of a game that we just had that wrapped up this Lockheed Martin Armed
Wow.
Forces Bowl. Chris Conner, Mark Kirchlick, Ian Fitzsimmons is down on the field. Both of these teams came back together. And it got ugly, Mark.
It did get ugly, but I thought it was going to be worse. Unless I haven't seen the whole thing. Does it get any more than this?
No, that's pretty much it. I mean, that was bad. That's bad.
That is bad.
That's for both programs. You know, that shouldn't have never happened.
Well, see, I heard, and while we're watching that, I might turn the volume down a little bit. But I heard that the Tulsa players came out before the game without any shirts on, talking noise in the pregame.
I mean, that's every team does that. You know, pregame, they come out as comfortable as possible. I mean, that still doesn't. You know, I may understand if this is a big rivalry game or something like that, but these kids, I mean, some of them may know each other, but that was uncalled for right there. I mean, they won the game is over, and I know what happened. I mean, I can just right here, they talking.
Oh, number
noise.
7, yeah, look at him.
They're talking noise to each other, and just it's so much. You know, I mean, you got this.
Number 4, let's go back and look at that. Let's go back and look at that. Number 4 stepped on that Tulsa player.
That's what I told you about, man. He stepped
and
on
then he
him.
runs like a chicken. Watch this. Watch this. Number 4, Mississippi State, steps on the guy. Now watch him go run. That's like my little brother used to do me.
Oh, man. See, yeah, that's that right there was uncalled for right there, though. I mean, they should have been going straight to the locker room after the game. Because that's, I mean, especially with the COVID rules. I mean, I didn't think they're supposed to be shaking hands anyway. I thought they're supposed to go straight to the locker room.
Yeah. Yeah, they can't even have the press in the same room on the post game.
So that right there, I mean, that's, of course, you know, the coaches are gonna pay for this big time. Of course, there going to be some suspensions for next season.
Now, what's the closest thing to what anything like this remotely ever get? I know nothing was ever like this, because what's so sad about this, Billy, is if this fight wouldn't have happened, nobody would have remembered the military, what's the Armed Forces Bowl 2 months from now. And 5 years from now, they probably couldn't have told you in June who played in that bowl.
That's true. And
now,
right, yes,
they remember it.
Yes, this will be something that everybody will remember, especially number 4, because he's the last one you saw in the video. He kicked the guy. He takes off running. A lot of guys on the ground, man. You know, and see, I understand all this stuff that's going on here. I know that there are a bunch of kids that are mad right there because they just lost. Mm-hmm. And it was a close game. And I know these guys are talking noise the whole game or whatever. That's what you do on the football field. You do. But that situation right there, when the game is over with, I mean, there had to be something said to each other to make them do that, whether they talking bad about family members or even, I mean, that's what I don't get about people. You talk about, like my mom or something like that, you know, I'm cool. You can talk all you want, say anything, you know, but as soon as number 15 would have put his hands on me, that's when I got an issue. And that's what happened. The first person that touches, that's when it's fair game now.
They should have never been out there.
They should have never been out there. That's true. They should have never been out there. You know, and I'll say the closest thing that ever happened with this here with me, or anytime I played, was typically when we played the Gators. I always have midfield or whatever, we warming up, and you know, they're always going to be jawing off at each other. It's just how we were. But that was every day in practice for me, though. I saw this every day. So this
was it really that bad?
Oh man, it was. Hey.
Well, I've heard Fred White. He's been on Volunteer Roadshow. Said, man, y'all used to go at it, and then when practice was over, y'all play video games together.
That's it. Best friends once again.
Well, I've had more than one say on here that they wish there'd be more fights at practice.
Every day, man. I mean, that's what I mean. I'm not saying it was a good situation, but it was the adrenaline that was going on. We was trying to get better, and if you did something we didn't like, it's going to be no holds bars.
So, what's the closest y'all have come to going at the other team? How far has it gone?
It's never got any farther than a quick push and shove, and they break us up. That was always against the Gators.
Anything pregame?
That's what it was. Always pregame. It was always pregame. We never got to the point where it was hands thrown like at the end of the game or before the game. I mean, it was always pregame. Now I'll take that back. We played Florida State in the national championship game, and typically, I don't know how was it, the home team or something goes out first or whatever, and the way in Tempe, the way the locker rooms were, Florida State had it come past our locker room in order for them to get out the tunnel, and we were supposed to go out first. And as we were going to go out, the Florida State players coming out, and of course, they jawing at the mouth and pushing whatever, but they brought us back in and let them go out first. And that right there was another situation that made it where
But Big Al didn't like that.
Oh, that's the one that he was going out first. He's a captain.
Yeah.
And him going out there.
What did he say?
Oh, come on, man.
We can't say on here.
The stuff that man, I mean, you talking about one of the most high energy players I ever seen in my life, man, and the passion he had, and if you came him the wrong way, man, it was just like having a lion getting ready to just shred his prey every single time.
So when you look at that fight, what could be done to keep that from happening?
What it's supposed
because
to be.
It looked like it started before the game even started.
It did,
Is the referees responsible? Are the coaches responsible?
It's the coaches.
Somebody is responsible. They say, well, these are kids. No, they're not. They're 18, 22-year-old men.
They know what they're doing. They supposed to do just like, I mean, with what I know about the COVID stuff, that shouldn't even happen. They should have been going opposite directions, going straight to the locker room. And that's what the referees can't control that, because when the zero hits, the referees are going to their locker room. Their job is done.
Well, I did hear part of the post game by Mike Leach, and it was great. He said a lot without saying anything. They asked him about a play that was reviewed and obviously went against Mississippi State. And the reporter said, what did you think about the clarification of the refs on that play during the game? And he says, well, we might need to pass the offering plate and raise about $25,000, because I'm not going to tell you unless, somebody pays my fine. So he basically said right then what he thought about it without saying anything about it. He said, I can't comment on the refs unless y'all want to pay the fine.
And see, he's gotten a lot better. He's got a lot better, because before he was at Mississippi State, he'd have said something about that situation.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm quite sure he don't have no one to pay that fine. He's keeping all that money in his pocket now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what they ought to do, man. They have to separate the kids. They got to go opposite direction, and they got to be responsible for themselves too. I mean, you're at a bowl game and you're away from home or whatever. I'm not trying to do that. I'm ready to get home too. I'm trying to go see my family.
Well, before we talk about the college football playoffs and the bowl ban that Notre Dame has had, that I understand that they're in, I would like to mention that 8 out of 10 Blue Water Climate Control customers book their services online. It's easy and convenient. Booking online saves you time and money. Booking online can save you 10% on repairs, $30 on service plans, and 25% on maintenance and other seasonal promotions. Same day booking available 7 days a week, including after hours. Pick the day and time that fits your busy schedule. Go to bluewaterclimatecontrol.com and click book now. Let's talk about the bowl ban. I heard Uncle Lou, friend of mine, has put Notre Dame on a 3-year bowl ban after the game against Alabama. What'd you think about that Alabama game?
I mean, it went just like I thought it would. I mean, I personally didn't think Notre Dame was going to score. To be honest with you, I mean, if you go look at it, they probably shouldn't have scored. They got bailed out a couple of times. That score does not show how bad Bama won that game.
Yeah,
they whipped them. They really did.
Did you see that jump by Najee Harris over that Notre Dame player? And that Notre Dame player wasn't just like halfway down to the ground. He was almost upright, and he jumped him. And a lot of times, see, I don't like players doing that. I don't like seeing it because you can get hurt so easy. But most of the time, you get to use the highlight reel of the guy clearing him. Yeah, he makes a step or two, and then he stumbles and falls down or out of bounds or something like that. But he kept running. He got a good 20, 30 yards after that.
That is an athlete for you there, man. I mean, I don't know what Bama continues to get these running backs from, but, man, he's a freak.
Well, I tell you where they're getting them from. It's that $500 handshake. That's what I think.
It's far past that. They don't have to do that anymore. They're guaranteed to go to NFL now.
Well, Clemson, Ohio State, I had a feeling that Ohio State could win that game, but I didn't think they would. I thought Clemson was just better all the way around, but I feel like Justin Fields has a chip on his shoulder. I think he wants to show all the Georgia fans, how he feels about not being played over Jake Fromm. What did you think about that game? Did it go the way you thought it would?
Exactly the way I thought it would. But
why?
I didn't think it would be that far past Ohio State being that much better. Because I thought those teams were evenly matched. The one part of the whole game that I knew they wasn't evenly matched was the defensive tackles. Those guys are animals, man. When I'm talking about these guys, those are first rounders.
Who, on Ohio State?
Ohio State, yes. They got D linemen, man. Whoever the defensive line coach is, Tennessee needs to go get him. We need that coach.
Well, we also need some defensive linemen first.
Well, I don't care. If he leaves and come, the defensive lineman will come. Because he's putting guys in the NFL every year.
All right, Billy, I'm down to my last $2. This is the part of the show that everybody likes. This is our new intro song, my last $2. And I'm going to tell you something. What's the spread on that game?
Last time I saw it, it was 8 points. I'm going to check it right now.
I'm going to tell you something. Alabama's covering that big time. I don't think Ohio State's going to be anywhere near them.
Well, right now, I'm going to put my money on Ohio State money line.
What you talking about, Willis?
That's what I saw. I saw someone that can compete with Alabama. I saw defensive line that I'm a defensive man. I mean, they play great defense against an offense that has yet to be stopped. And Bama has an offense. They have the offensive weapons that will give you.
Have you not seen Devontae Smith play?
I don't care. This is football now. We talking about two NFL teams right here. I think these two teams are that good. I think Ohio State has a chip on their shoulder that they are still, they're here in the SEC is still the best conference, which everybody knows that. But when you have that chip on your shoulder for extra motivation, come on, man, these guys come into play, man. I mean, Alabama's going to come to play too. But Alabama, they still going to have that chip on the shoulder. We supposed to be here.
I'm going to say two things. First thing is Kentucky has a better record against the SEC than Ohio State. That's my number one fact. And number two, a lot of people may not agree with me, but I think this might be the best team Alabama has had all the way around since Nick Saban's been there.
I agree with you. I mean, those kids, you don't get that many All-Americans on one team. That's rare that you have that many kids that make that get those awards. I mean, I understand how it works, but when you got 12 guys that's on All-American lists on defense, offense, that shows how good that program has been working. I think Ohio State, that's the X factor, I think, is the defensive line. I know.
I haven't got to watch them that close this year. And you're an ex-defensive tackle, so you watch that.
Oh, God.
Are they really that good?
They're that good, Bobby. They're that good, man. I mean, I ain't even talking about the defensive ends. I'm talking about the defensive tackles.
Then why is all the pontificators talking about Justin Fields?
Because he's an offensive player. No one cares about defense no more. Or cares about touchdowns. That's it.
Well, my good friend Paul Jameson's an Ohio State fan, and he's already started chirping about the Big Ten versus the SEC.
Well, I'm gonna ride with them this year.
So you think they cover the 8 points?
Is it gonna
be a high scoring game or a low scoring game?
It's
or in the middle?
I think it'll be a shootout. For
anybody hit 40? I don't think Ohio State could hit 40 against Alabama's defense.
Yeah, they can, because they got the players to go over the top. That's how you beat Bama. You got to go over the top. You got to go get it. You can't be, because they're begging you to throw it over the top, because they're trying to get to the quarterback so fast would make you make mistakes, and that's what Ohio State does. Alabama haven't seen this yet. Alabama hadn't seen this since last year when they played Clemson.
I just don't see it.
I don't know what you don't see. You got to stop looking at records.
I'm not looking at records. I'm looking at the football team.
You got to stop looking at history. You
well,
got to look at
maybe I'm looking at that. Maybe
realistic stuff when it comes to X's and O's. Like, everybody understand that Alabama is the best team right now. They just say that just because, but you got to understand, you got a team that has the same players. These kids are just as gifted as Alabama's players. They have won just as many games as Alabama has. It's just that Alabama has been there year after year after year after year.
They only played like 6. Well, how many games did Ohio State play this year?
It doesn't matter.
Look it up. Who all did they play?
They played 7 total games.
I'm looking it up.
7, I think it was like 7 games. It does not matter.
All right. They started in November against Rutgers, 49-27, and I hated that because I thought Rutgers was going to cover it. I remember losing money on that game.
I know. I told you don't touch it.
And then I thought Indiana helped me. That one helped me. Indiana surprised a lot of people. They were 42-35, and then Michigan State. I just knew Michigan State was going to cover. It was what? I think it was like 38 points. And Ohio State still covered.
Yep, and I told you, don't touch it.
And then Ohio State, Northwestern. Northwestern's a good team. And then Ohio State, Clemson. So there you go. They didn't play a lot of games.
7 total games.
So they're fresher.
Oh, I mean, that don't matter, you know. I mean, these kids.
I think it does matter.
That does not matter. That can go against you too.
How?
Being rusty. Not playing enough games and being able to synchronize and playing together. You know, when you have a team that's playing 12, 13 games, they know everything. They know how to roll, if they make a mistake, how to make up. They're synchronized. I mean, that rust can hurt you as well as it can help you having that much time off. I can get it with a couple of kids was out and still fresh, but a whole team like that can mess up your chemistry. But
so what do you do to fight that? I know your national championship year, how long were you off between the national championship game, the SEC championship game and the national championship game? Was it a month? Over a month, wasn't it? How long was it?
0 days. You don't have off time.
I know, but I'm talking about how many days between the game?
It may have been 2 weeks, maybe.
No, it was more than that.
No, it wasn't that much longer than that. SEC championship would have been the first week of like the 11th or something like that in January, and then
it was like January.
2 weeks.
Yeah, but what do you do the whole time? You're not practicing the whole time.
Who's not practicing?
Are y'all practicing the whole time?
Every dang on day. We didn't get only time we have off time when we go home for Christmas, and it'd be 2 days. We'll go home for Christmas, and then we'll fly out and go to the bowl game. And we're practicing. Before we go home, we're practicing. We get to the bowl game. We got the day that we get there is off day. We have to report by 6 o'clock p.m.
But describe a practice, an average practice. Were y'all hitting? Did you have pads on?
I mean, this is 2 a days. This is still the day of practice. There's no off time in football if you got a chance to play football. None whatsoever.
All right, so you got. I'm writing this down because I'm not letting you change. You've got you're getting.
I don't want the
points.
points. I don't want the points.
Are you saying Ohio State's going to straight up win it?
Yeah, I really do think they will.
So you're going to take the money line. I'm writing this down. Money line, Ohio State. Mm-hmm. What is the money line number on that game?
Let's see. I would. 8 points probably be like plus 280.
Let's see. I'm looking. Let's see. All right, the money line on this game. Let's see. I got to log in.
I'm saying at least about 230, 240.
I'm looking it up right now.
If it's 8 points, it'll be about
250. Oh my goodness, yeah. 250, and it's 8.5 now. I thought it started out as a bigger line than
10.
That. So they brought it on down. So they got some money flowing in on Ohio State.
You better get it while you can.
At 75 points. You see that?
There's going to be some points scored. You got 2 electric offenses. The reason I think that Ohio State would do better is because they know how to create havoc in the backfield. And Alabama do a lot of play action. And when you're creating that much pressure in the backfield like that, it throws off play action. Now you got to turn him into a drop back quarterback. We haven't seen a drop back quarterback from Bama in a long time.
I think that 8.5 points is too many points. So I'm not going to go the far as you did with the money line, but I might take Ohio State and get 8.5.
That's a lot of points.
Because I think that's going to be a lot closer game.
I wouldn't doubt that line drops all the way down to 4.5, 5 points.
Well, I'm going to wait.
No, you need to get it now.
Oh, you mean to take Ohio State? Yeah.
Yes, if you're going to touch them with just the points, take the 8 now because I think that's going to drop.
But I'm not ready to take a money line. I mean, I might throw a couple dollars on the money line.
Last $2.
When I say a couple dollars, that's what exactly. That's what I mean, $2.
That's why I found that song, man. When I thought about it, I said, let me send him that song. He'll love this one.
It was great. I laughed my butt off big time. What would you go? I don't think I'm going to touch the over and under, but
it'll go over. That's
you think it's going to go over?
I mean, the refs will keep that going. They'll keep that.
Well, we reserve the right to change our picks all the way. We're going to do a show on Friday.
I ain't changing them.
Well, you might if the numbers change.
I'm telling you, if it goes back up to 10, I'll change it.
What's going on the NFL today?
We got a lot of games. I mean, a lot of teams are praying to still get into the playoffs.
Who all in the NFC East has a chance to make the playoffs and without a winning record?
Let's go check here. Let's see here. Wild card right now. Of course, Kansas City and Green Bay, they have the top seeds.
When's their game? All right, I'm going to put a couple bucks on something right now because I want to win. I want to win something today.
Do you want me to give you something that you can probably win something on?
Yes.
Let's see here. If I was to, let me see. Where's my phone at? Let me find that magic.
Oh, Bobby Graham sent you some picks?
No, he told me to check them. I don't go with their pick. I pick my own picks.
They got the Chargers favored over the Chiefs, and Chad Henney's starting at quarterback. Mahomes is resting.
Right now, I am going to play the Broncos.
All right, Broncos are getting 3.
I'm going to take those 3.
All right, I'm going to put a check mark on that. Is that all you're taking?
Right now, that's the only thing I like. I like the Eagles with playing the football team.
That's plus 6.5.
Yeah. I mean, something's not right about that line. I mean, the football team should never be favored over anybody like that.
I guess the Dallas game has already started, hasn't it?
Well, I took the Giants on that one. I just think.
What was the point spread on that?
Dallas was favored by 2 points.
I wonder if we can get a second half. When's it starting?
It's still. I think it's second quarter right now. These are the rest of the day. I like.
We'll pull up the scores.
I like Houston, Denver, Chicago, San Fran, Philly, and Arizona. That's what I like the rest of the day.
Well, hold up. I gotta write this down. All right.
So you actually gonna listen? No way. There's no way.
Well, my strategy hadn't been working. The Browns are beating the Steelers, and you said the Steelers was going to win that one.
Oh, I think
6-3 Giants beating the Cowboys.
Well,
Patriots 7-0 over Jets. Bills are losing to the Dolphins 3-0.
And that's what that score going to be. I don't think the Bills care to win this game, but they need to. I had Cleveland. I took Cleveland first half -4.5.
So you took Cleveland.
Yeah.
That game hadn't started. Oh, it did start. It's second quarter, 7-0. Buccaneers. I don't know. I just got a feeling that the Buccaneers, once they get in the playoffs, and that Tom Brady factor,
tough team, man. Brady. I mean, you can't.
And then wide receivers they got.
Can't never count him out.
I believe I could be a successful quarterback with them wide receivers.
And just came in. I like Carolina now.
And I heard Dobbs was brought into the game, but somebody said over here on YouTube that he took him out of the game.
Wonder why?
I don't know.
I'll tell you why.
Tell me. Because he ain't no good? Just say it. You can say that on the Volunteer Roadshow.
I mean, I don't think he is a pro quarterback. I mean, everybody, I mean, I think he does what he does well for that team. He gives them great looks. Mm-hmm. As imitating the other quarterbacks and stuff
So he's a practice quarterback.
But he's not, though, because he's a backup quarterback. Man, he's not a practice squad quarterback.
But he's making some bank just holding the clipboard.
The best position on the field is the backup quarterback. And the backup quarterback in the NFL, he's not the hero.
I'd probably make the backup, I don't know, special teams player or something.
Man, I would love to be a special team player.
Okie Braves in over here. He's chirping about his Sooners. Boy, they put a whooping on Florida.
I called that one. Well, they had too many players out.
This is what I'm going to get on my soapbox. Whether or not those players should have sat out or not, that's a separate subject. Mm-hmm. If you got an NFL career and that's what you want to do, you got to do what you got to do. Mm-hmm. But you cannot say, I gave my all for the Florida Gators and sit out a bowl game.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
Why can't he?
Because if you'd give your all, you'd be playing that game. Okay. You can say, I gave 98%, but I didn't give 100.
Yes, you can, Bobby.
How? I don't see how that's possible. You can't say you gave your all.
Okay, here.
Trask played that game. Trask gave his all.
Did it look like he gave it all there?
Nobody is out there playing.
That's not what's called giving your all, though.
Well,
just because you play in the game, yes, in your book, you're not an athlete. An athlete has an opportunity to go make a job.
That's a separate subject.
No, that's the same subject. That's the reason why you're opting out.
I didn't say that it was bad that they opt out.
No, but you said it didn't give their all.
I'm just saying you can't say both.
It's the same situation.
Because if it was my son, I'd probably, I don't know, maybe
you would have told his ASS go pro if you got the top position, top player at your position.
Probably.
Now, I was a top player at my position.
Yep.
I broke my ankle and I got 0.
Yep.
But I had the opportunity to go make millions. Mm-hmm. Now, if I knew what I know now, but I didn't know that back then, I probably would have opted out.
Well, see, that's probably the fan in me.
I know. Now, that's what I wish the fans could understand, though.
Because, you know, like
I'm on both sides.
Who was it that for West Virginia that was cheating when he played at Florida and taking steroids? Who was that? Greer, something or another. Ryan knows who it was taking steroids. Who got caught taking steroids at Florida? What was his name? Greer, quarterback, and then he went to West Virginia and beat our butt in the first game of the season a couple years ago.
I do remember Greer. Yeah, was it Will
Greer? Didn't he sit out his bowl game?
I don't remember. I think so. I'm not sure. It's just different situations, though, man. I mean, if there's sometimes you have to go play that bowl game and show that you still can compete, and that's what Trash did. I mean, he had to play. I mean, it's on the quarterback. I mean, he didn't have a. I mean,
he's probably still trying to win the Heisman.
He's not going to win the Heisman.
I know, but that's why he played.
Well, I mean, if he would have
played like dog doo doo.
Yeah, I already. Everybody knows who's winning the Heisman.
Oh, Devontae Smith.
And if he don't get it, it's rigged.
Oh, we know it's been rigged since 1997.
Man, now that's that year. I still can't believe they didn't give it to Peyton that year.
Should have. It hadn't really meant any. It used to be supposed to be, best player in the country, but it's like the best player on the best team.
Pretty much. That's how it is now.
And if the quarterback ain't no good, it's another player on that team.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, in this situation, Alabama got a lot of good players.
They do,
because the quarterback can win the Heisman too.
He's not.
He's not, but he'll be at the presentation.
How much of Matt Jones's success been due to Devontae Smith?
Devontae Smith's success is because of him.
I think Devontae makes Matt Jones look good.
No, I mean, so you telling me that why are people so delusional about that situation? I'm not delusional. So here, if Derrick Henry didn't have the offensive line that he had when he was at Alabama, does his success comes from
that's true
just his legs?
Then we can say that I guess what you're saying is the offensive lineman is what made Devontae Smith.
Both of them, yes. No one gives them credit, but you also got to say that if the quarterback didn't give him the ball, we need to get the ball. You think he would have been able to do that? You think the backup quarterback could have threw the ball to Smith the same way?
There had to be some players that were high draft picks on Oklahoma. Did they sit out?
Here, let me tell you this here, Bobby.
Florida did. They had 7 or 8.
Until people get that out of their heads, the opt-out situation is personal situations for those kids.
I agree.
And I'm the same way. I mean, I would be pissed off if my best player on my Tennessee, whatever, and they opt out and they didn't get a chance to play. I'll be because they didn't compete against the team to see who was the best team that day. I get that. But at the same time, I understand the situation of the whole picture of them opting out. And there was 2 situations with those kids, like where it was the COVID thing or where it's them have an opportunity to go to the next level. Because if those kids would have got hurt in that game, they don't have a chance to go to the next level.
That's football.
Yeah, they don't have – no. That is money. That's a job.
So is the first game of the season is just as easily.
They've already proved that they can do that, though. The bowl game, they didn't have to play in the bowl game. So you telling me this here. If the bowl game said we can't play because y'all got COVID, you think that's right for the kids?
Well,
and they want to play in the game?
What I'm saying is.
No, you're saying you're being selfish.
No.
That's selfish.
Nope.
As a fan, that's selfish for those kids to say that, okay, I'm going to opt out because I want to go have a better opportunity to make a lot of money for my job based off what I've already interviewed for. I've already interviewed for. The bowl game is an extra benefit to help my school make more money.
I agree that it's also selfishness on the fans' part for wanting them to play and getting mad at them for not playing. That's what us fans do. If Kyle Pitts wasn't no good, I guarantee you there wouldn't be any Florida fan give a crap whether or not he played in the game. But on another note, would you feel did that bowl win, was it watered down any? Because all the great players for Florida didn't play. Not all of them, but, Kyle Pitts was a big one, and so was Tony. Yeah, their best receivers, and it made Trask look like trash. I think the game would have been a whole lot different had they played.
Yes, most definitely would a whole lot different. That's you talking about 60% of Florida's offense. 4 receivers didn't play.
He might be the best tight end, and I hope Brian ain't in here listening because
he's a good tight end.
Really he might be the best tight end come out of college in, I don't know, 15, 20 years.
Well, Florida is doing what a lot of schools don't do anymore. They're using the tight end. They're making them make plays. I mean, no one goes to tight end, especially athletic tight end. It's hard. I wish Tennessee did that because they got them. They got the kids because every year these kids non-drafted, but then you see them on an NFL roster.
Yeah,
all the time. All the time.
Well, who do you blame on that? The coaches, right?
Coaches. It's the playbook. It's it's the system. They don't use that. They don't utilize it. It's I don't understand it though. And that's why I wish we had a offensive coordinator that came in that matter of fact, I would take my son playing the PlayStation playbook to call the plays before Chaney.
Hey, that needs to be one of our shows, PlayStation.
Because it is.
Did you hear me?
I hear you.
Okay, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
It's not as simple. It is simple. You know, I don't see, like Tennessee, I don't see them making calls based off the situation or the down and distance. It's almost if they already got the playbook already stripped. We're going to run this play already. We're going to do this. Not based off 3rd and 10. Instead of them trying to get 10 yards, they're trying to get 20. Instead of them on first down getting what I call 4 yards a play, you got a first down every game.
All right, we're starting to get a little off subject. I want to go back to this opting out thing. So you're telling me that if you had to do it all over again, and hindsight's always 20/20, would you have opted out of your senior season?
If I had a high draft spot, if I would have.
What was your draft? What were they saying?
First round senior year.
After they felt like after your senior year.
I didn't know that though.
How come they didn't tell you?
No one told me that.
Because they didn't want you to leave.
I guess so. I don't know. I can't say that because I don't know that.
All right. So if you would have known of your high draft status, you would have gone or sat out or gone early?
Yes. Would you?
Yeah. If I knew, if I knew what would have happened. But see, at the beginning of the season, you didn't think that was happening. JC was on our show on his new Cold World podcast talking about he watched your senior season just to watch you because he knew this was your. He would have bet everything he had y'all would have repeated as national champions.
And I didn't know that. I was just playing ball. I didn't know that stuff until I got hurt. Until after my career was over, I didn't know that. You know. That's when people start telling me that stuff. I didn't look into that stuff like that because in my mind it was always I had to wait till my turn. What that meant was once I became a senior, I went on.
That was your turn.
It was my turn.
That's why you was captain, starter.
Yeah, so that's how it was for a long time. That didn't leaving early like your junior year and stuff. That just started.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, you know, like when Hainsworth and them left, I mean, that had just started. That never was
Peyton almost left.
Yeah, I mean, that had just started. You know, that was just rare. You know, that's the only people that ever left early were quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. You never seen positional players do that. I mean, God knows. I mean, I would have probably still did it the same way I did it, but if I had the opportunity, yes, I would have gave it a shot.
So it never crossed your mind about the NFL until your senior season?
Never thought about it. Never thought about it. Because no one talked to me about that kind of stuff. Nowadays, I'm questioning.
There's something inside of me, knowing how competitive you are, that if you knew you were going to be a first round draft pick at the end of the season, that you would have still played that season.
I mean, yes, I'd have played this season, but I'm saying like if there was
and you'd have played in the bowl game too.
I wouldn't have played in the bowl game.
Really?
No.
Was there anybody on your team that didn't play?
Only way here. This is the only way you're gonna play in a bowl game, if the bowl game matters.
Okay, that I can live with that. If the bowl game matters.
If you're trying to win a national championship.
Okay, so it has to be for a national
it has
championship.
to be.
Okay.
It means more.
Yeah.
Just because there's 100 bowl games, Bobby.
They are.
There is too many bowl games. Bowl games don't mean anything anymore. Everybody get bowl rings. They get all this stuff because these bowls make a lot of money. These bowls don't mean anything to go to the Sugar Bowl. They don't mean anything to go to the Fiesta Bowl. These bowls used to be big-time situations, even if it wasn't a national championship game. If you went to the Sugar Bowl, that was a big bowl. You went to the
but that's
Fiesta
not national
Bowl.
championship
Yes.
this year.
It was always, if you had a certain bowl game, it meant more.
All right, so you're saying that it's that you think they should play if they're in the playoffs and the national championship contention. Period.
99% of the time, those kids are going to play.
Oh yeah, I don't think
They're
anybody.
gonna play.
Yeah,
Because that's the ultimate reason you play the game is to win championships.
So what did Okie Bray brought up something here on YouTube's. He says, I hate the opt out. Just get a Lords of London insurance policy.
That
How much does that cost?
it's very expensive. Very
and you
expensive.
have to have a family that can pay for
very
that.
expensive, yes.
And it would be a recruiting violation if the team
If someone,
paid.
yes, very expensive. It's just so easy for people to say that until they have someone that go through it and see like, okay, I didn't know that. Like a lot of people talk these things, but they don't know that what these guys have to go through to get those things. There's so much more to it than what everybody see. Only we see is the glamour. We don't see the hard stuff they have to get to be able to afford that kind of stuff. I mean, it's so much more to it, man. Those insurance policies, they're expensive. To basically get whatever you want to cover you based off of your draft status.
Did anybody on your team get an insurance policy?
Yeah, most of the time, the guys that are going to get insurance are going to be the quarterbacks.
So you think Peyton had one?
Oh, come on, yes.
I wonder what it cost.
Oh, 50,000, 100,000. I'm quite sure it was very expensive.
Because there's a good chance you get hurt. Gerald Riggs said on Jeff Coleman's first show, talking about his old injury. You know, he thought about going pro and leaving early, and he came back and he got hurt.
Because the first thing he thought about in his mind was, I think we can win a championship.
Yeah, and his mama talked him out of it and said, "You told me you were going to graduate."
Yep. And you go ask him what he does with that degree.
That's true. That's true. But I still stick to my point. We don't have to agree, but I still say I would have a problem if it, even if it wasn't a national championship, a chance to, even if it's just a Sugar Bowl, because the Sugar Bowl means a lot to those of us in the SEC.
It used to.
It should still.
It don't.
Well, it does to me.
It don't. It does not matter to any. It's nothing anymore.
Well, it's part of the rotation.
Yeah,
of
but
the playoffs.
Rotation. So it doesn't mean the same as it meant for me when we went to the Orange Bowl.
That is true.
It didn't mean the same that we went to, the Fiesta Bowl and it wasn't a national championship game.
Well, us fans need to get it through our head that these players aren't coming to Tennessee because they like the colors, like Ryan Schrick picked Florida as his favorite team because of the colors. They're not coming to Tennessee for the colors. They're not coming because they love the state. Now, there's a few of them that do, the legacy players and those that grew up here.
That's true.
But most of your big-time recruits are not coming here because they really care that much about the pageantry and all that goes. They bleed orange. They're coming here to get to the NFL.
Well, I mean,
so we should not be shocked when they sit out.
They shouldn't be. They shouldn't be. Now, the kid, when they come here, no, they don't know anything about orange and white. I didn't know nothing about Tennessee when I came here, but I learned to love Tennessee. I learned to love the fans. I learned to learn that. I didn't know that the traditions and stuff were the way to were, but when I found out how the tradition was, I loved it. I love Tennessee. That's why I still live in Tennessee. Now, when it comes to business situations, you got to think for yourself in that situation, though. And that's the way it is today in college football. It is a business first situation.
I agree. That's what we need to say what it is. And us fans need to realize those players out there are not here just because they like our team. And Chase Talent, I'm going to go ahead and read some stuff over here on YouTube's. Chase Talent said the bowl games sure do mean a lot to the fans that spent all that money and taking time off work to attend it or to watch it. What do you say about that?
That's their opinion. That's what they do. Mm-hmm. That's their hobby. That's their chance to go to a vacation. I mean, if I have opportunity to go to a bowl game, it's just that. It's like me going to the theater and watch a movie.
Well, just like the players have a right to sit out, the fans have a right to be upset.
They have a right to go to the game or not go to the game. Mm-hmm. That's the same thing. We buy a ticket to go watch entertainment. Mm-hmm. It's we give too much, and I hate saying it because people try to vilify me when I say that the fans, myself, I'm a fan. Mm-hmm. I'm not a player anymore, so I can say these things because I've been on both sides of it, and I get it. But I don't own Tennessee. I can't tell Tennessee because I buy a ticket, I own them. No, I own a ticket to watch them play. Mm-hmm. We as fans, I don't know what it is that we think we own. But I get it what they're saying that, we go watch the bowl game or we.
There wouldn't be
It will be if it was no fans.
Where are they getting the money at?
TV, you gonna still watch it at home?
Then that's the fans.
Then what?
They wouldn't have it on TV without the fans.
Then they won't have cable.
That's true.
Then how you gonna call? What's that mean then?
The fans are going to watch it.
Exactly.
Have you ever watched? Well, that's because I'm a betting addict. I do watch games I don't give a crap about.
Exactly. But you still watch it.
But I'm going to watch every Tennessee fan, every second of it. Every
time.
Tennessee game.
Every time. They can say they don't want it, they don't like it, they're going to still watch it because it's still on TV, and they're going to be a commercial, they're going to watch it. It's going to be a rerun that they're going to watch it. They're going to be YouTube, they're going to watch it, and they're going to still get their money.
Even those fans that said they quit watching at the second game of the season, they were watching all the way through because they were complaining on Facebook. How do you complain on Facebook if you quit watching?
Exactly.
Okie Brave says Adrian Peterson had a Lloyd's of London policy his last year for the whole year, paid for by multiple boosters. I don't know. Is that true? Can a booster do that without being violation?
That's supposed to be a violation.
Okie Brave may be putting his team on suspension.
That's supposed to be a violation. That's not supposed. You can't take any benefits from anybody. You can't even take a sandwich from a fan.
Do you remember when Fulmer got in trouble for taking some couple, 2 or 3 players? I think Al was one of them. Jamal, like got us some Taco Bell one night just to eat.
No, that's not true. That ain't true. You ain't gonna cook.
I remember it came out in the newspaper that it was a petty thing.
You ain't gonna see I'll go to no Taco Bell with Coach Fulmer or Jamal.
Maybe it wasn't a Taco Bell.
Them my boys y'all talking about. Now I know my boys.
All right, where'd they go?
It's called he say, she say.
Okay.
And that's what they say it. And till people get the word they.
So Al don't like Taco Bell, is that what you're saying?
I mean, he Taco Bell, but Coach didn't take me to no Taco Bell.
Well, I thought that's what I heard.
You heard.
I thought I read it in the newspaper.
You then just for clicks.
And it was like $15, and Fulmer was like, "Look, the guys didn't have anything to eat, and I got them something to eat."
Man, I'm not listening to that. Cause I want my Taco Bell too. Then.
You're just mad because Fulmer didn't get you a burrito supreme?
Because I know he didn't do it.
What was the go-to joint when you got no dollar bills in your pocket? You got nothing but quarters, dimes, and you got like $3, $4. Back when you played, where were you going to eat?
Man, that ain't gonna get you nothing back then.
What would you do? Go to Rocky Top and get a chili dog?
We're probably, me personally, back then, if I only had $2, $3, I'm going to have to find a girlfriend.
What was when you broke? Where do you go? When you got just a few dollars, where are you going out to eat over there on campus?
You can't go nowhere.
What was that joint you talking about that you like? That burger joint?
Yeah, I mean, you can't afford that burger. That's a $10 burger.
What was the name of it?
That was Gus. Good Time Deli.
So y'all didn't go over there, huh?
No, if you couldn't afford it, then you couldn't get it.
He didn't slide you something and say, hey, good play last Saturday?
Couldn't do it. Too many eyes on that, Bobby.
Well, I bet he did.
People don't get that, man. I mean, like, gosh, I wish I had the ability for people to give me stuff back then. I didn't have it like people think we did. I didn't. I ain't going to sit here and lie. I never got a handshake. My handshake was from my mama or it was from excess money from financial aid. And bowl money. That was it.
They gave you money at the bowl? What did they give you?
I mean, just the bowl money with the bowl paid the teams to come to the bowl games.
I know, but what did you get out of it?
I mean, well, they'll probably give us, we'll get a couple of thousand.
Really?
Yeah, and they split it half now, then you give you the other half and you got there, half spending money.
So they gave you spending money while you was there?
The bowl did.
The bowl did.
Gives every team that
so
makes
it's okay for the bowl to give you spending money, but the car lot down the street can't give a player money to spend.
No, you can't do that. That's just part of the rules. That's just it, man. And you couldn't take, I'm serious, you couldn't take a sandwich. You couldn't do this because they would always say it's an extra benefit that regular students couldn't get. But regular students had a lot of benefits that we couldn't get.
What?
Job.
That's true. And depending on what sport you were in, you could have a job. If you was a baseball player, you could have a payer job.
Because of, I don't know why, but it was so crazy, man. It was crazy. If people just only knew, they'd be mad at my school and every school in America, how they treated those kids. I'm quite sure it's a lot better now.
I do remember Fred White. Remember that story Fred White said him and Terry Fair was at Gibbs and on a Sunday, and they couldn't eat. They had a special at Papa John's, two pizzas for $8. That was going to be their breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
That was Roadrunner's Pizza. I remember what that was. That $10 pig get you three pieces, 3 large.
And he said they scraped up every dollar they had and didn't even have a dollar bill, not $1 bill, to get that on a Sunday.
Had to make it work back then, man. I'm serious. I'm going to tell you like this here. If you live off campus, you get $499 a month.
For rent?
For everything.
Why living off campus have anything to do with it?
Once you move out of the dorm,
out of Gibbs Hall,
you go and find your own place to live.
All right, and that's when you get about 5 or 6, 7 of you in a 3-bedroom apartment. Is that what y'all did?
Oh, we had me. I had 4 people in my place. We had 4-bedroom. It was $800.
So it's $200 a piece.
Everybody throw in $275.
Did they clean equally?
No.
Sean Johnson didn't clean.
That wasn't no. That's when me and Sean didn't. Because me and him lived together. We had a very expensive apartment when I lived there because. It would be like $700 in rent and $499 each.
Dang.
Whew. We scrapping.
This was after school?
It was doing school. $499, Bobby.
How can you afford that?
Now that's what I'm trying to tell you.
Y'all didn't even have any furniture in that place.
We had furniture. It would be like we got
from
about
the
Goodwill. throw a blanket over it.
Eating ramen noodles. That's why Sean Johnson's so good at making all this fancy stuff with ramen noodles.
Man, we had to be creative. It wasn't easy, man. It was tough, and especially if you had like kids that didn't have family that had money and stuff like that.
Where did Peyton stay? Did he have a nice place?
Oh yeah.
Like really nice? Did he have parties and stuff?
But it still had four roommates.
Did he really?
3 roommates. Yeah.
Who was his roommates?
Who was it?
I bet Trey Teague was one.
Trey Teague, Chad Clifton. He was pretty offensive lineman. He always had,
He probably going over the playbook the whole time. You probably hated going home if you was his roommate.
Every time. He was business all the time.
Well, we're going to get on out of here. Appreciate y'all watching. We're going to get a lot more consistent with our content. We got a lot of shows coming up, different shows, and I'm really proud of what we've done. Not proud of our season. That kind of messed things up. I thought we was going to have a lot of bowl game shows that we were going to have, but we didn't get to go play in a bowl game.
And I'm glad they did.
But we're going to start recording our Bobby versus Billy stuff today.
Oh, Lord.
You want to start with, we ain't got any darts, do we? What can we start with today? Quarter pitching. We got to go get some quarter. There ain't no, I want to start out with one I know I can win.
Mm-hmm. That's what everybody says against me, Bobby.
Did you pitch quarters back in school?
Bobby,
How good were you?
Bobby, I'm undefeated everything I do.
No,
man.
come on.
I
That's
don't
just
lose,
talking.
man. I typically give you a chance to win one time, and then
You're not going to say that if I win.
Well, I mean,
I'm not going to be playing around.
well, I'm gonna go 20-0 and then give you the one win.
No, I think we need to go give a few little pitches before we start. To get that. I got to get that touch back.
I already got it.
I had a touch.
I still got it. I don't need practice.
I'm telling you.
I'm talking about
You
practice.
let me get locked in, there ain't nobody could beat me.
Mm-hmm. I hear you. That's what they all say, Bobby.
And then we're going to finish it up. See, Jarvis Rito's going to train me.
Good luck.
I'm looking forward to that. Everybody thinks that I'm going to get skunked.
You will.
I'm just going to pretend that dummy back there is a little Debbie cake.
Hey, I'm going to give it all I got.
All right, guys, I appreciate y'all watching us. Appreciate all your support. Thank you for the 2020 you gave us. A lot of people had pretty rough 2020s. A lot of people died. A lot of famous people died. Man, we had a bad 2020, but I can tell you one thing. 2021 can't be as bad as 2020.
Hey, we're gonna
Can't be any worse. So go check out our sponsors, Tennessee Tap House. Anybody before we go, anybody in Knoxville that wants an entree for two, no alcohol, but entree for two for Tennessee Tap House, give me a go Vols, and I'll pick out a winner. Let's hear anybody in Knoxville that would like to go to Tennessee Tap House. I think there's going to be a time limit on when you have to use it. I think you got 30 days to use it. So anybody in Knoxville know anybody or themselves would like a Tennessee Tap House entree for two. They're on Peters Road in Knoxville. That's where we do our watch parties at. And Amy Jo says, "Can I get an OHIO?" What she was saying something.
Man, she had me laughing the whole time. I didn't say anything.
What was she saying? Billy for president. Hold on just a second. What was this?
Oh,
she said, "Come on, Catfish. What did I say wrong?"
Alabama didn't have a chance.
Yep. She's agreeing with you on the Ohio State thing. I'm calling it like I see it. I'm calling it like I see it. So, Preston, you want to go to Tennessee Tap House? Do you know anybody? If you do, email Bobby C at volunteerroadshow.com, and I'll get you the information on an entree for two at Tennessee Tap House in Knoxville. But we're going to get on out of here. Y'all been watching us for a while. Thanks for tuning in. Go Vols. I don't care what Billy says. Alabama's winning that ball game against Ohio State. They're winning the national championship. I hate to say it. I hate it. I don't want them to get, was it number 18? Mm-hmm. I hate that. But they're winning. I promise you that.